Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to another video on Injustice to Mobile. All right, guys. In this video, we are going to talk about gold characters that are worth maxing out in this time, at this time of the year, in Injustice to Mobile. So, yeah, we're going to talk about all those characters that are worth maxing out. Now, when I'm saying worth maxing out, what I mean is that worth maxing out their star level or worth maxing out their passives. You can say that as well or and also worth maxing out their gears. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. All right, guys, so if you're new to the channel and if you are watching this video for the first time, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell notification for further updates on videos just like this. All right, guys, so since we are only going to talk about the gold characters, the first gold character that comes to my mind that is worth maxing out is going to be Batman Ninja Catwoman. Yes, guys. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say that the damage for Batman Ninja team is reduced by a lot and they are not really good in the raids anymore. Yes, and I agree with you completely. But the reason why I think she is worth maxing out is because she is a crazily insane character when it comes to arena and champions arena. And we all know that. Now, my win ratio with Batman Ninja Catwoman in the arena and Champions Arena is more than 98, 99%, somewhere around that. I don't remember losing a fight with Batman Ninja Catwoman team, Batman Ninja team in all, if you have Grodd as well. But since we're not going to talk about the teams, we're just going to talk about the characters. Now, there are a few reasons why you should max her out. First reason is that I see when it comes to arena and champions arena, yes, she might take a lot of damage, but then she's also having this immortal passive, which gives her a 9-second immortality whenever she goes below 15% health. Yes, so as you can see, now the second reason is that she can blind the opponents, which means that your opponent, whatever they do, specials or basics, most of the time they won't hit you. You know, and then there is this one as well: 60% of power cost gained as power bars whenever Batman Ninja teammates successfully block the whole special. They additionally also do special 3 and they also gain a little bit of power because of that to do that special 3. So these are the reasons why I think you need to have Batman Ninja Catwoman in your roster and try to max her out if you can. And as far as the gears are concerned, I think yes, the gears are also very important over here. And yeah, you can easily find the gears in the Batman Ninja gear chest, without spending any money. There is a very very rare chance, like super rare chance, to get these gears from the league grade drops. Okay, so do not rely on that. I think instead, if you spend like 5,000-6,000 gems, you might get at least 3-4 gears for Batman Ninja Catwoman, or maybe if you're lucky, even get the full set of gear. So yeah, I think Batman Ninja Catwoman is definitely worth maxing out, not for solo raids or league raids, but definitely for arena and champions arena. All right, guys. Now moving on to the next character, Entangling Poison Ivy. Yes, guys, this is the next character in my list. Now, this list is basically not like a top 10 list, but when I'm ranking the characters, I'm not ranking them. I'm just giving you guys the information of those characters that has the worth of getting maxed out in Injustice 2. Okay. So, I have Entangling Poison Ivy in this list in this video because she is a main reason why your LOA team, League of Anarchy team, will do damage. Your Last Laugh the Joker and your Heartbreaker Harley team, the big chunk of damage, it relies on her Entangling Poison Ivy. Okay, make sure that you remember that. And that is the main reason why we have Entangling Poison Ivy in this list. All right, so let's take a look at the passives. Toxins, 75% additional damage over time on basic and swipe attacks. So this is why we need to have Entangling Poison Ivy in the team, in the roster, with the LOA team, with the other two characters. Now, this is not that relevant over here, but this one is very relevant. Toxin, 75% additional damage over time on basic swipe attacks. And then yes, DOT will also heal. 50% of DOT will heal. So the more damage you do through DOT will eventually give you more regeneration, like more health. And this is the main character, as I said, guys, that you need to have in order to make sure that you do most of the damage with your DOT through the LOA team, through Heartbreaker Harley Quinn or through Last Laugh the Joker. Okay, and this character has to be on the list because, and yes, once you unlock the character, then I think you can easily get the gears from the again from the LOA gear chest. And yes, there's a actually a decent amount of chance where you can actually get these gears from raid drops. Not like it's not like very super rare like Batman Ninja Catwoman. It's also not that common. It's in between that. But yes, there is a decent amount of chance for getting gear drops for Entangling Poison Ivy. All right, guys. Now moving on to our next character. Multiverse Armored Supergirl. Yes, guys, Multiverse Armored Supergirl is a multiverse character. Now, Multiverse Armored Supergirl has a lot of things that she can do. She can burn the opponent. She can increase the defense of our team, like the multiverse teammates, and she can do a big amount of damage with her special three. Now, Multiverse Armored Supergirl is quite popularly known to be used against boss Captain Cold on league raids. Since Captain Cold is immune to critical hits and stuff like that, and Multiverse Armored Supergirl is built only on attack. That gives you a big advantage, to fight against bosses who are immune to critical hits and lethal hits. Which is best example is boss Captain Cold in the league raids. Okay, now let's take a look at her passives real quick. So plus one starting power for all the multiverse teammates. The more teammates you have, like if you have three teammates, then you get plus one for each teammate. If in case you're fighting in the arena and you're fighting against a multiverse team, then that gives you plus six because there are going to be six teammates, three in your team, three in the opponent's team. Okay, so that gives you a big amount of power right at the beginning of the battle in the arena. It may not happen, it will never happen in the raids, in the solo raids, because you got only like three characters in your team and maybe one in the opponent's team. But yeah, that's about it. So 25% power generation per might opponent. Okay, that gives you 25% power generation if you're facing again might opponents like Supermans and Aquamans and Wonder Womans and Grods, opponents like that. And interruption, she can interrupt a special attack, and tag in and land a tag in directly on the opponent and gain 4 power bars, and then immediately you can do a special 2, 3, or 1 if you want to. Now she actually, with the right set of artifacts, which means if you use maybe Zatanna's puppet on Multiverse Armored Supergirl, or maybe if you use Crown of Conduct, she can do like decent amount of damage in the raids and solo raids. Okay, and I have used her before in the league raids, mostly against Captain Cold, and I have basically done around 40 to 45 million damage easy on tier 7. And this team with the right set of artifacts can create carnage in the league raids. But when it comes to solo raids, it mostly depends upon the artifacts which you're having for that particular solo raid. The higher level of your artifact is, the more damage this particular character will do. But make sure that whenever you use her in the raids, try to put in something good, something like Zatanna's puppet maybe, or something, or maybe even better than Satana's puppet, which is going to be Crown of Conduct. Or if you don't have these two, then just go for the All Blades. Or if you don't have, I'm sorry, not the All Blades. All Blades should be the last option. But I think you can, instead of that, go for Dark Metal cards as well. So this is another character that has to be there on the list. Now moving on to the next character. To the next character. This is my one of my favorite characters, my favorite gold characters in the entire game. It's Silver Banshee, and the reason why I have Silver Banshee on this list is because, as we all know, that she can do a hell lot of damage with her special three. And there is like a certain way of getting to that particular damage. First, you need to do a few things, which we're going to talk about right now quickly. So, uh, Silver Banshee, Silver Banshee is having 90% chance to disable. This is the passive. 10% chance to ignore incoming DOT. Okay, so now this is very important. Disabling the opponent's specials is very important, and the torment is also very important. Now, if you apply a special 2, the first, when you start the battle, you apply the special 2. Okay, that gives a tormenting effect to the opponent, and when that torment is applied on the opponent, you have the ability to disable opponent's special abilities. Okay, and you can use the least special. You can disable the ability with any of these attacks. Okay, with any of these, the special 2 actually disables all the 3 attacks, but the least costing special over here is special 1. So this is what we basically use to disable opponent specials. And then Once at least two disabled, at least opponent is having two specials disabled, then you can go in, tag in, do your combos with your combo builder like the reverse flash, and then you tag in Silver Banshee, and then you do a special 3. It gives you 100% more damage per disabled special. Okay, which means if you have three disabled special, 300% damage. Two will give you 200% damage on that special 3. All right, so this is the reason why I think we need to have Silver Banshee on this list. And the gears, I think the gears can be easily obtained from the challenge, which is actually currently going on. I got like 4 gears already from on my second account, from that particular challenge. So yeah, you definitely go for that challenge. You may get some duplicate gears initially, but yes, eventually that is the best and a free way of getting gears for Silver Banshee. And getting gears for Multiverse Armored Supergirl as well, which I forgot to mention in the previous part, is also quite easy. Just go in the arena store, use some arena medals, and buy the gears directly for free. All right, guys, now let's move on. Justice League The Flash. All right, guys. So, as far as the Justice League Flash's gears are concerned, they're easily available in the arena store. So, just go there and unlock them, and just like you can do the same with Multiverse Armored Supergirl. Okay. Now, the reason why we have Justice League the Flash is the main reason why is that he gives you an extra hit on your for your full team, fast attack hit for your entire team, regardless of what team they are in, like Multiverse or Justice League or any other character. Okay, he can give for +1 fast attack for the entire team. And then there is another one, another passive, which is first Justice League team attack. So first attack, first special 1, 2, or 3 will be unblockable, which is not that highly used basically. But the main reason why I think Justice League Flash should be there on this list is because he will do a huge amount of damage. You just need to have the right set of artifact, not the set, but you need to have the right artifact on him and the right character besides him. Now he is also used as a damage dealer as well as a support character, because of that +1 fast attack hit. He can be used with the LOA team like Last Laugh the Joker, Justice League the Flash, Entangling Poison Ivy. You can also use him with someone else who does most of the damage with the basic hits like Black Manta. Black Manta, maybe Black Manta, Brainiac, and Justice League the Flash to get that extra +1 fast attack hit. So those are the support uses of Justice League the Flash. Now let's come to the damage dealing part. Now he can do a big amount of damage with the basic hits itself. Now I have done more than 100 million damage in the solo raids just with the Justice League team. Justice League Cyborg, Justice League Aquaman, and Justice League the Flash, in which Justice League the Flash is the main damage dealer. Okay. Now there are a few things as well that he can do. He can stun the opponent with a special 2. So if in case you're having issues with combo interruption, you can use the flash. You can stun the opponent with a special 2 and keep doing your basic hits. That's no problem at all. Lightning uppercut can do some decent damage as well. So that is another thing that you can use. So this has to be a character in our list. He can be, because he can be used as both support character as well as a damage dealer. Okay. So and as a combo builder as well. He has +1 fast attack hit. Obviously he can be a combo builder. All right, guys. So now, moving on to our next character. It is the same team, Justice League team. Now, this character is Justice League Cyborg. Yes, guys, Justice League Cyborg is mostly a support character. You won't see him doing a lot of damage around. But yeah, Justice League Cyborg can be a best support character in the entire, not the best support character, I'm sorry, but the best support character for the Justice League team. And the reason why, let me take you to his passives real quick. He will give you +300% damage for the entire Justice League team on basic, tag, and swipe attacks. Okay, and 3% power bars when targeted by a stun attack. And he's also immune to stun. All right, so I think the most of the damage that you will do with your Justice League team, half of it will be provided, not done, but will be provided through Justice League Cyborg, okay, because of this passive. And as far as the gears are concerned, I think you basically don't need gears, because if you're using Justice League Cyborg as a support character, then basically you don't need the gears. But those 3 gears that you're seeing right now, I have received them through the raid drops. So I think that's something that you should rely if you are a free to play player. Do not go and buy the gears for Justice League Cyborg if you are using him as a support character. He can power drain with special 2. So that is another plus point of having Justice League Cyborg in your team and to get him maxed out. So my Cyborg is obviously maxed out at 7 stars. And yeah, so I think this completes the Justice League team and gets the most damage out of that team. So that is why I think he should be there on the list. All right, guys. Now moving on to the next character, Last Laugh, the Joker. Now this is a most important part of the LOA team, just like Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. Now, the go to damage dealer for your LOA team will obviously be Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. But the reason why I have him on this list is because if you're fighting against an opponent that is immune to stun and freeze, then what will you do? You will use Last Laugh the Joker. Okay. Now, he has a special too. If you have enough power through the entire fight, you can actually convert that special 2 into a loop. You do a special 2 with the gun, you swipe right again, you do the basic hits, you do a special 2, you swipe right again. So this can be converted into a loop as well if you have enough power, mostly like in the last 1 minute of the fight where the power generation is increased at that time. Now he has certain abilities that comes in very handy, where in the first one is that he can blind the opponent, and for 47.87 seconds percent chance, for 7.83 seconds, I'm sorry, my bad. And then let's go and take a look at the passives. He can do a dot on dot damage because of special 1, and special 3 is not that huge damage dealing, but yeah, you can basically let the opponent to have a forced tag out. All right, now let's go at the passives. 50% damage for when anyone is defeated on either of the team. The Joker gains an increased damage for the remainder of the battle. When the Joker is defeated, a poison bomb detonates and stuns the opponent for a brief time. This comes in very handy in the arena and Champions Arena, by the way. Joker's Venom, 150% Joker League of Anarchy teammates DOT. So it says by itself 150%. That's a huge number, guys. So you need to have this guy in your list of maxing out gold characters. 50% chance to stun. So whenever an opponent is tagging in, there is a 50% chance that he'll stun him for 2.5 seconds. Again, useful in the arena and champions arena. Not so much in the raids, but mostly in the arena and champions arena. So I think this is like the second most damage dealing character in the LOA team. There are only 3 characters, out of which this is the second one. The first one is Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. All right, so you have to have this guy maxed out as soon as you can. And, let's move on. Let's move on to the next character. All right, guys. So the next character, another teammate for the LOA League of Anarchy, and it is like the best League of Anarchy character and possibly the most highest damage dealing character in the entire game, Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. At this point, so League of Anarchy does most of their attack, most of the damage on those kind of opponents who are stunned. Okay, so she can actually stun with the help of her special 2. As you can see, 101.8% chance to stun, and the stun duration may be a bit low. But yeah, that's what you need in order to do a lot of damage. You can use Heartbreaker Harley Quinn with let's say with Batman, who can stun the opponent, and then you can basically tag in Heartbreaker Harley Quinn and do the damage. All right. So as far as the gears are concerned, for all the LOA characters, okay, not just one, but LOA, League of Anarchy, EPI, Last Love Joker, and Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, you can get them easily from the gear chest that is available for like 350 gems, I think, or 300 gems. I don't know the exact amount, but it's in between that. So and as far as the passives are concerned, take a look at this: 75% chance for team to reflect stun. So this comes in very handy when you're fighting against the bosses who basically stun on tagging. When you're tagging in, the boss has the opportunity to stun your characters. So this is where it comes in handy, where you give like 75% chance for those stuns to be reflected. Okay, and let's move on to passive number 2. Minus 70% opposing teams stun resistance, minus 75% opposing teams damage over time resistance. This also comes in handy mostly in the raids and solo raids. Now, this is the most important of them all. Plus 300% damage against stunned opponents, plus 120% damage multiplier reduction for League of Anarchy team. Now, most of the damage that you will do is with the special 2, where you will stun the opponent, and with the basic hits, where you will basically do the most of the damage on the stunned opponents. So, I think this is one of those characters which is mandatory to be maxed out, not just worth it, but you have to max this character out in order to get most out of her, and in order to progress a lot faster in the raids and the solo raids as well. Okay. And yeah, so I guess that's about it for the LOA team today. Now let's move on to the next characters in the list. All right, guys. King of Atlantis, Aquaman. Now, King of Atlantis Aquaman's gears are easily available from the League store. You just need to spend some League credits. His shards are also available there. So, yeah, so that's about it for the gears. Now, the reason why we need to have King of Atlantis Aquaman in this list is because of the two most important passives. It's because of the percentage damage. Okay, not this one, but this one. No, I'm sorry. It's on special three. My bad. So this is why you need to have King of Atlantis Aquaman on your list. Now this is like the best passive that you can use as a beginner as well, because it takes 10% of opponent's current health. It reduces 10% of the opponent's current health directly. It happens only 3 times per battle, and it's only helpful. It only is activated in the raids, in the league raids, and in the solo raids. Now, if you have an artifact like Nora Snow Globe, then this can be increased. Like your clones will also do 10% opponent's health reduction for 3 times, and then your second clone will also do the same. So this is why this particular character is so lethal in the league raids and in the solo raids. He might not be able to one shot an opponent, but he has definitely the power, to take down more than 70% of the opponent's health. Let's say if you're fighting against a boss who is having, let's say, 2 billion health. If you manage to hit every single special 3 with the king and with the clone, then there is a quite a bit of a chance that you will take more than 50% health of the opponent directly in just one pip. So that is something, right? So I think this is one of those characters that is again mandatory to have in the roster. Now, apart from that, if we take a look at this building tsunami, it gives you an increased damage buff for the entire fight if you use special 2 and 3. So special 1 will only give you 50%, but special 2 and 3 will give you 100%. So how it goes is basically you do two special 2s initially, and then you keep on doing special 3s. Okay, and it gives you to a maximum of 600% damage buff. Now that's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Okay, now you will see the difference in the damage as you proceed and as you do these special 3s and special 2s. All right, so this is why I think this has to be the character which has to be there in your roster. And then let's take a look at this Waters of Life, 10% health recovered per power bar. So let's say if your king dies and if he's having full power, then he will get back up with full power. So it's mostly helpful in the arena and champions arena. But let's say if you're fighting against a boss who is doing a lot of damage, who's having more damage and who is basically killing your opponents like they're nothing, then this passive comes in handy over there as well. So yeah, this has to be the character in the list. Now let's move on to the next character. All right, guys. The last and the final character in this list is Batwoman the Drowned. Now, Batwoman the Drowned can actually literally one shot a guy who is having 2 billion health like it's nothing. It's also called as the free to play beta club. And the reason why she is doing a lot of damage is because of the hazard DOT damage. Okay. Now, there are a few things that are basically the best things that we have on a gold character over here. Now take a look at this. Plus 4 seconds of infection on successful basic and swipe attacks. Infection, opponent's healing effects decreases because of those infections by 5%, and it can stack up to 15. Okay, so this is something that helps in when you're fighting against a boss or sub boss which has more healing effects, mostly helpful in the arena and champions arena. Now, for each infection stacks on the current opponent, all hazard DOT deals 9% more damage, and all damage from metal characters increased by 19%. So, this is also an important part because a little bit of extra damage will always help you. Now they are giving you 9% more damage if you have 15 stacks of infection. Okay, each fourth applied infection stack against 1.25%, 1.25 crisis bar. Now, what is crisis bar? Crisis energy is basically that energy when it gets maxed out, you will start doing a hazard damage to the opponent, and we're going to come to that. So each fourth applied stack produces crisis energy, like it said. All right, guys, now moving on. Ultimate hydrokinesis. This is the main reason why she does a lot of damage. 700% of the drowned attack stats. That's a very big number. Now, this is a maxed out stat, maxed out passive stat. Okay, maybe you might have it a bit low, but yeah, when you get this character to 7 stars, this is what will be the damage that you will get. One resurrected, you can resurrect one metal teammate per activate on hydrokinesis, max 4 resurrections per match. Also comes in very handy. Resurrect metal teammates with 86% health. Now, if this is like maxed out stats, but this is the reason why you need to max out your Batwoman the Drowned. 700% damage is huge, guys. Is huge. I've seen people do like 20 million damage per single hit on hydrokinesis. Okay, so that is why you need to have this character maxed out. Crisis engineering, 140% attack as hazard dot on special one for 7 seconds. Now, this is when you use the crisis energy bar by using a special. Now, there is a blue color special. When you do a special, it will turn into pink color, and if you hit that as well, that will give you an increased damage on your specials. That's what they're talking about over here. 180% attack as hazard dot and 6% max health restored per second for all teammates on special 2 for 8 seconds. So this gives you health regeneration. 220% attack as hazard dot and disable all opponent specials 3 for 9 seconds. Again, comes in very handy in the league raids and in the solo raids. All right, guys. So this was the list for all those characters that are worth maxing out. Gold characters, let me be sure, that are worth maxing out in Injustice 2 Mobile. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, any doubts, do let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer it to you. All right, guys. So thank you for your time. You guys have a great day. Take care. Be blessed and stay safe. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.